So here we have everything that is needed to make your own EDTA, and I put in a little bit of glutathione, also suppositories. So here we go, in a nutshell. This is 48, let's call them bullets, because they come out like little bullets. I'll just show you one here. So that's eventually what comes out. So it's a tiny little bullet. Won't focus. And the fact that they are that shape is actually amazing, because they just shoot up. They literally go up like bullets. So each one of these has, I've already used this, so I could have washed it. That probably would have been a good idea. Each one contains 2 ml in each suppository. So the way to figure out how much to use is, and by the way, about a month and a half ago when I started to do this, my head was so unbelievably fried. I couldn't, it took me so much effort to actually just figure this out. And now it's like my brain is just slowly hurting less, and it's like the swelling is coming down. The heart palpitations have pretty much disappeared. I feel like I can breathe again. I have joy. I cannot express. I've been 15 years looking for the solution to some of the chronic health issues that I have. My liver has had chronic pain. I'm going to go into more depth about it all in another video. So this video is really just about how do you make the suppositories. Okay, let's go. So this weighing scale, I think it's a good brand, Salter. So you just turn it off, on, and then pop that on. Get the units. So you want to get the units down to milliliters, grams. That's what we want, grams. And then to zero it off, you just turn it on and off again. Put the bowl on and turn it on one more time. And now it's zeroed. Okay, so the way I worked it out is pretty simple. I want 1,000 milligrams of Calcium Disodium EDTA in each one. And I also want 250 milligrams of glutathione reduced. That doesn't mean reduced like it was cheap. That's just a specific type of glutathione that's meant to be the best. Okay, so all I did, very basic for this one, 1,000 multiplied by 48 is 48,000, which then is 48 grams. So all I have to do is get 48 grams in this bowl, and then 250 milligrams in each of these multiplied by 48 is 12,000 milligrams, which is 12 grams. So I just get this, turn that on again, take out my trusted spoon, and I measure out 12 grams. And I can't really, be nice if I could show you, but anyways, I'm sure you get the gist. That scale says, you can't really see it because it's all shiny. Anyways, you get it. You can, someday I'll get better at this. Okay, so this is, you put it in until the scale says 12 grams. There we go, 12 grams, done. Next one, Calcium Disodium EDTA, 48 grams. Now, the thing about this, it's not a fine science. If I put in, so I know 48, so basically I have to go 48 plus 12 is 48, 50, 60. But anyways, you put 48 grams and 48 grams of Calcium Disodium EDTA, 12 grams of glutathione reduced. Now your bowl is complete. This is put aside. The next step is to get your tiny little pot. Now I like this pot because it sits on the scale very nicely, and it's got a lovely little spout. I don't know if you can see that. That little spout is great when you're pouring your little suppositories. So get a little pot with a spout. all of this stuff, that was like a tenner. You obviously have like a hot plate in your home. You can get that actually like ridiculously cheap, really, if you buy it in bulk. Like I was looking at a 25 kg bag, and it was like, I think it was like 900 quid or something, which is like a lot of EDTA. Now the truth is, I'm actually going through it pretty fast, but it still is so. This is just so affordable. I think that was like 20 quid. Like, look how much oil that is. So basically, you can get set up and detoxify. And I feel like this is actually going to take, this idea of like just having a couple of IVs and you're done, that's not my experience. I'm a month and a half in, and I'm still feeling the detox effects. The other reality is they are still spraying, and I'm just imagining, I'm not like, I don't know where it's all going, but I'm just saying, look, they might never stop spraying. They might keep amping up these frequencies. The electronic harassment may go to another level. I don't care. Whatever they do, we're going to keep on pushing back, and we're going to keep on upregulating and getting stronger and finding new solutions. So basically, now I'm going to zero this again. So the main thing is just detox. It's like, for me anyways, it's just been absolutely incredible. So you have to put in 68 grams of, what this is organic palm oil. Now the reason they pick this is because the way the oil, the consistency of the oil is actually so perfect. And I'll show you what I do actually after I make these. I also, in another video I might do it, I basically make these things, I'll call them like moisturizer bullets. So I put up a moisturizer first, which is basically phosphatidylcholine and a little bit of that with the oil. So it's basically just oil. So when I put it up, it basically just completely like moisturizes the sphincter. And then when you put up all your suppositories that have a bit more of the kind of grit in them, you do not feel it whatsoever. And you can literally, I get like 5-7 up, like basically all you actually have to do is like just offer it up. You don't even need to touch your bum, and it just shoots up. It's like, it's amazing. So it's not like you're like ramming your finger up your bum. It's actually quite easy to do. And anyone out there who feels cringy, just know, I'll explain in more videos just how incredible this delivery system is. It's the safest compared to IVs, the creams and the microsomal from Global Healing. I personally just don't think you're going to be able to get it in the consistency that you need. Okay, so that's 0. So we're getting 58 grams. So look, handy little cubes. That could be it. 68 grams. Oh yeah, the way I figured that out was I just, from trial and error, I've done it enough times now to just know that that's it. But this is like, in the beginning, you just kind of, you gauge it. So that's 60, 66, and then 69. Let's just go with that. Okay, so we got our oil. That's gonna take a couple of seconds. So here we go. So this is pretty much ready to rock. You don't want it obviously hot, because you all these compounds are fragile. I don't know how fragile, but I know they're fragile enough that when they go into stomach acid and the digestive enzymes of the small intestine and the liver destroy it enough for it to be pretty useless really in the body. Not that it's useless, but in the amounts that you really need to get in to do the magic. So here we go. So this is the part that you need to be a little bit, what I find is if I dose it all into one side like that, and then I get it like this, and then I just kind of like make sure I get it kind of like nearly thick in one place. Sometimes it does ball up, but yeah, that hasn't really happened now. So that's it. Oh. Okay, and this is, dare I say, the compound that has saved my life. I could not continue the way I was, and I was trying everything. I fasted, I did a therapy that I could probably speak about someday that I was sure was going to help. I fasted for I think it was like nearly 24 days. I went to my camper van to a remote location in Wales, and I was still destroyed. My health was just rapidly deteriorating, and then I started praying like crazy, and methylene blue, believe it or not, came into my field, and I started taking that, and that brought me some peace. And then I started doing like brain tap, which is an app that you can get, which is amazing. And I also did like melatonin in suppositories, and all of a sudden I just started to feel better. But nothing could prepare me for what happened months later when I discovered this, because that just got me to being able to, I suppose, function to the point where I could do this. So this is it now. So I'll try and show you. Okay. Oh yeah, one of the things you want to be a little bit careful of is you don't want it to, as you're pouring, sometimes it can get a bit more oily and a bit more dense at the bottom. So just give it a bit of a stir like that as you're doing it. And here you go. You don't have to be too picky. This is it. Yeah, the consistency just gets a little bit thicker as you get to the bottom, but that's okay. What you really want to do, if some of them are low, just fill in the ones that are high, and then at least you get all those full ones. Okay, so I'm not too sure. Oh, maybe I'll get a bit more out here. Okay, I think maybe you want to be doing 60 grams. Oh, sorry, 70 grams. Yeah, 70 grams will get you there. Okay, I might end up doing another video and just perfect this, or I might just leave this one, I don't know. And we're not far off it. They're all nearly full. Oh, do you know something? We're actually pretty close. I might be pernickety now. Will I get one more? Oh, do you know something? I think we nearly have it. But to be honest, you don't need to. I think you're probably better off just doing 60 grams, and you can have a tiny bit left over. But that's pretty much it. There's one left there that didn't get it. So 69 grams. All right, that's it. So you clean her up, make sure they're all nicely topped up. There's one there that didn't get it, really. And then, just so it doesn't wobble too much. To be honest, I haven't even done that. I think I just usually get it like this. You can, if you like, put it on. Yeah, you see what happened there? Because I squeezed it, that just kind of came up, but that's okay. And then we pop it in the freezer.